What is up, everybody? It's a Monday. We are starting off hot this week. I hope you all enjoyed your holiday weekend, family, friends, however you could do it safely, we hope. I moved all weekend. I moved stuff. Mark Ellis helped me yesterday. My buddy helped me Saturday. My arms are sore. My back is sore. I had my first. Mark Ellis and I, Ikaika, we chugged Coors Lights on my front porch yesterday after we moved a bunch of furniture. And they were like I think a couple of the neighbors like noticed, and like I got the neighbor wave. It's like I'm fine. This is my first. I'm out of an apartment for the first time since I lived at my house in Pittsburgh. Like, I haven't not lived in an apartment since 2000.
How does it feel to have like a backyard?
Oh, man, I'm so excited. And Mark and I both said, it was like, we have so much room for activities. And I did like the neighbor. I did like, hey, Mike. I did like the, and they waved. It was a nice couple like walking their dog. It's very exciting.
Well, let me know when you need help building a putting green. In your
Oh, we're digging it. And we're putting turf down. I got to tell the guy that owns the house that I'm renting it from that I'm going to be digging out his freshly laid sod to lay down a putting green. It's Monday, everybody. This is the Positivity Report. My name is Josh Macuga. If you never watched the show, welcome. This is the Good People Association where you click through. The GPA.fun is our website if you want to join the Bucket Club. We do all kinds of fun stuff here every single day, 2 live streams a day. Today on Riley's Cantina, Christian Harloff will make his debut appearance on the channel other than the first original launch. We've got a busy week here, all kinds of fun stuff. Josh Brady, this Friday, my parents are going to be on the show because they're coming all the way from the East Coast. They got vaccinated. The last time they played Josh Brady, my dad's like, there's no questions for old people. So believe you me, I'm going to focus all of the energy on old people questions just to prove my dad wrong. Our guest today is a great human being. I can't wait to bring her in. But before we do, I need to give a shout out. I don't know if Christy McGee is in chat right now, but Christy, I'm currently looking at the outfits you made for the crock pot. And for those that are like, a crock pot needs outfits? Yeah, our crock pot needed some outfits. And Christy McGee, who is a seamstress extraordinaire, she's great at cross stitch as well, has made the crock pot a couple outfits. And we are currently in the works of writing and creating a workout montage for the crock pot. Am I right, Ikaika?
Oh, it's more than a workout. It's life. It's the meaning of life.
It is. That will be the introduction to every Hot Crock Pot Wednesday. So, Christy, I'm going to wait till Ken and Mark are both in studio so that we can open this maybe tomorrow on the Positivity Report, if not Wednesday on the main show. But I might not be here Wednesday on the main show because my parents are flying in. All stuff behind the scenes. But I'm looking at the outfits, and I can't thank you enough. I'm so excited to unveil the crock pot's outfits. And you're like, wait a second. You guys were serious about the outfits? Yeah. The crock pot needs clothing. Okay? It's a living, breathing thing. It's Sinead DeFries's worst enemy, and it's everybody's best friend. Okay. So, my guest, I haven't talked to her in a very long time. It's just, when the pandemic hits and things happen and people are busy, you sometimes you just don't talk to people sometimes. You're busy doing a lot of stuff. She's got a young son. She does all kinds of fun streams on Twitch. You guys remember her from SourceFed. She was on the Josh Macuga show. I think she was also on Between the Sheets, if I'm not mistaken, both iterations of the show. We both appeared on her channel semi-naked, I guess naked from the chest up. It kind of depends on what you thought was going on. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Trisha Hershberger.
Hi, Josh. It's always hilarious to me to hear people try to describe the Naked Truth series what it is. It's so funny to me. So for those of you who are watching who are like, what is happening? Who's naked? I used to do a vlog series on my YouTube channel. It was shoulders up only, called The Naked Truth, where we would talk about things in our most vulnerable state. So it was completely up to the person on the show or doing the show how much they want to embody the naked truth, but you only ever see the head and shoulders. So it sounds a lot more scandalous than it is.
But also, too, it's, as you know, I've said it multiple times on the show before, is my daughter does not like doing like skin to skin because I have so much chest hair. And I also don't have the boobs that my wife has. So she does, she knows where life is coming from at this point. She's figured it out, Trish. And so
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she is like, tummy time, obviously very important at that age. And she's like holding her head up. And yesterday I posted a picture on Instagram, but yesterday she was on my chest. It was early in the morning and she poked that head up and we locked eyes. And I'm talking for like a solid 30 to 40 seconds. She just looked at me and I'm an emotional guy. About 15 seconds into that 40 seconds, I start sobbing, and I'm like,
did she cry?
No, she didn't cry. She didn't cry. Amanda starts crying.
Wait till we get to that part. It's so trippy. I saw your Instagram post, by the way. Super cute.
Super cute.
Cute.
Amanda was like, "Oh my God, she's looking right at you." It's like, "Get the phone, take the picture." So, it's become, this like. I'm trying to like record sounds for a bit I'm trying to do on this show. And every time she's making sounds, I get the recorder out and she doesn't perform. But then last week we're doing tummy time at the pediatrician and she crushed it. I was like, oh, come on, Rosie. We need no stage fright in front of the doctor, but she crushed it. So, you're a mom.
I get it. It's been a long time since I was in that baby freshie phase, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son just turned 4.
Whoa.
And he's like, it's funny because, they're like a baby and then they're a toddler. And I feel like they're a toddler for a long time. And then just overnight, the like baby chunker that's all over goes away. And all of a sudden they're a full-fledged tiny human. And that's where my dude is now. It's very weird. But what I was going to say with the baby thing, wait till you get to the part where they start mimicking your emotions. It's the trippiest thing ever. Like I remember holding my little dude when he was a baby and watching a like emotional, it probably wasn't even that emotional of a TV show, but when you're a new parent, you're super emotional.
Sure.
So I'm watching the show and I'm like starting to tear up and I look at him and then he starts to tear up because they just mimic what you're doing. And it was like,
oh no.
Wild.
Okay.
Wild.
Now that's something I have to look forward to because I cry a lot. Trisha, I'm a big crier. I mean, it could be This Is Us. It could be a Steelers football game. It really doesn't, it runs the gamut.
I get it. My husband and I, our son was about 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe home from the hospital.
Yeah.
And we watched Finding Dory like a bunch of idiots.
Oh no.
And this is the beginning of that movie. So I'm not spoiling anything, but in the beginning of that movie, anyone who's seen Finding Nemo knows that Dory has short-term memory loss.
Yeah.
And you see all the things her parents do, because Finding Dory starts when she's a kid. All the things her parents do to try to help her have coping mechanisms for her short-term memory loss. And she still gets lost and can't find her way home. And my husband and I are sitting there looking at each other like, they did everything. What if he has short-term memory loss? Like at our baby. It's just, your emotions and your mind are just wild at that time.
We watched, I think Amanda was like 8 months pregnant and her little niece was like, I want to watch a movie I've never seen before. She's like 3.5, right? And we're like, oh, let's watch Land Before Time. Trisha, that was the worst decision.
Why did you do it?
I don't know. Like, Amanda's like, why would you put this on? I was like, I totally forgot how emotional this movie is.
Because it's not that emotional until you're a parent or you're thinking about, like, it started for me when I was pregnant, that like everything like that hit me way different. But like video games, where there's sad kid stuff, movies where there's sad kid stuff. Like I remember as a kid laughing at my mom getting super emotional over those moments. Yeah. Because I was like, Mom, it's not that big a deal. But like something in your body shifts when you become a parent or are thinking about becoming a parent, where it hits you way different. Yeah. No, it's
I was in the hospital just looking into first when she came out, obviously I'm sobbing. Amanda had a C-section, so it was a very like, everything was like happening all around and they like jammed the baby up against this like a screen, if you will. And then, it's a wild like 15 minutes, Trish, because you go in there.
It's a wild ride.
Did you go through labor or did you have a C-section?
I went through labor.
Okay. So Amanda was really upset. The baby was breech, so she couldn't, like, and the doctor wasn't going to deliver her first baby breech. And she, not only was she breech, but she was like legitimately sideways. And so, And so we like, I'm sitting outside the operating room. I'm head to toe. I look like I'm making meth in Breaking Bad. They have me in like a hazmat suit. And then the doctor's like, all right, you can come in. And I walk in, and the first thing Amanda says to me is, did you get a look at what my stomach looks like? I'm like, I'm not looking at the open wound. No, I almost blinded myself. I was like, there's no way. I have too much of like a photographic memory for that.
For real though, you didn't like accidentally catch a glimpse?
Okay, on the way out, like when I had to go ceremoniously cut the cord, I kind of went like, oh God.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't as I'm not a blood and guts person. When I was like 10, our neighbor was a doctor and they had a really nice house, and I was like, maybe I'll be a doctor. And then I found out he had to go to school for like 38 years. So, but so the first thing she said, so, you know, they pull out the baby, and then like 2.5 hours later, 3 hours later, you're in your room that you're going to be in for the next 48 hours. And I just sat there and I stared at that baby in that little glass case and just cried for like an hour and like talked to her. And Amanda was like, can you stop? It's gone on for like 45 minutes too long. And I was like, yeah, you know what? When you're right, you're right. You're right. So
no,
yeah.
I went through labor, so ours was more like a horror movie experience, you know, where everybody's just kind of looking at each other in there and going for about 20 minutes until there's a baby.
And then there's a baby. Yeah.
And then everybody's like, what's it covered in? This is, you know, it's its whole own.
The goo is weird. The goo is a thing.
The goo is weird.
Yeah.
SNL did a really funny Mother's Day sketch a couple years ago where like the little kid comes in and is like, here's breakfast in bed, mommy. Happy Mother's Day. Can you tell me about the day I was born?
Yeah.
And they smash cut the mom being like, the day you were born was the happiest day of my life. And then it smash cuts to the operating room where everyone's just screaming and yelling the F word at each other. And it just keeps going back and forth, and it's hilarious. And I was like, that's real.
That's real.
Like it's funny. But that's real.
Well, you know, we got to the hospital, okay? And, you know, when you're doing a C-section, it's like you're checking in a hotel. Like, hey, we're here for a C-section. And the doctor's like, all right, here, this is your room. And then all of a sudden, I heard like a ding, and off the elevator comes this woman in a wheelchair. And she's like, oh. And I was like, babe, get in the room, get in the room, get in the room, get in the room. Because I was just staring at this poor woman. I can be socially awkward sometimes, Trisha. Like, my wife has to be like, stop looking. And so she's just like screaming, and I'm like, are you okay? Get me in a room. It was a lot. Like was, yeah.
It's a lot, but I feel like you have to be able to laugh at it. Like for me, I was laughing hysterically my whole way checking in. Yeah. Because my water had broke so bad that there was like a snail trail behind me everywhere I went. And it was just the most ridiculous situation. Like, I was like, is this even real life? Is this real life right now? And I was like, you know what? I'm just resigned to the fact that there is a puddle behind me everywhere I go. And my pajama pants, because it happened in the middle of the night, my pajama pants I wore to the hospital looked like I not only had peed myself, but had like jumped in a pool from the waist down. And yeah, it was just absurd. And actually, someone who knew me from SourceFed was a security guard at the hospital. So like I get there, just amniotic fluid all over the place. Looked like I peed myself. Middle of the night, so like my hair is all like, you know, and I'm like, cool, I'm having a baby, you know.
I loved you on SourceFed. Oh, thanks.
Yeah. And someone's like, Miss Hershberger, and I'm like, now.
Really? Right now? Yeah.
It was very sweet. He was very, very sweet. But it was, the whole thing is just, you have to laugh at it. It's so absurd.
Well, the lack of, I mean, when you get married, obviously, or you start dating, right? It's this natural transition. And when I'm talking about like bodily fluids, right? You start dating, you're hiding farts.
Oh,
right?
yeah. You don't fart in front of them.
No
you try
way.
To, like, poop in a different bathroom.
Oh my God. Amanda had this, it was a 2-bedroom, but it only had 1 bathroom apartment when we first started dating. And I would wake up at like 7:30. I was like, gotta go to work. She's like, you don't really have like a job. And I was like, yeah, gotta go. I got early call. And I would just drive home to poop because I was so... there's no way I'm doing that in a girl that I just started dating that I'm like trying to get. And then I remember like the first fart, Trisha, I was like, oh, and she started laughing. I was like, oh, well, the floodgates are open. And now, but then you fast forward to like pregnancy, all this kind of stuff, forget about it. They're like, the mystery is 100% gone, and as we knew it would be. Yeah.
Yeah. You have now seen her innards.
Correct. Yeah. Well, so innards is a very funny word. Yes.
It is a very funny word. But yeah, my husband and I were much the same way. We were very kind of precious about stuff and keeping the magic alive.
Yeah.
Until we got to pregnancy. And, you know, after, I don't know if it's this same way after a C-section, but after labor, when you're in like the post room, like afterwards, you're just like splayed out.
Mm-hmm.
Like as the lady, you're just like splayed out with a giant diaper on for days.
Yep.
It is the least attractive, most gross position you could ever be in. And you just like at least for me, I had just reached a point of like, I sincerely DGAF.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't give less of an F.
Yeah.
At that point. And so I think my husband even said to me, like, I don't know that I've ever seen you care less. I was like, then right now, yeah. And it is what it is. That's your real come to Jesus moment.
You were 100% right. Yeah, like C-section, she had diapers on for a little bit. Obviously, a very different recovery period, right? Because like the incision, I mean, they basically, and the crazy thing is that her doctor told her, I wasn't in the room, okay? The doctor told her that like when they open her up, in order to like basically, she just like basically moves her abs with her hand. Like they're so soft that you can just like basically push it like putty, right? So she's
and your abs are all weird anyway after pregnancy.
Yeah, 100%. And so she like the incision is still kind of numb and like all this stuff. She did have to, I'm sure she loves me talking about this, but she did have to, I think like anything, she had to wear diapers and everybody has to do it. I mean, it's just a natural thing of childbirth.
It's a thing.
I mean, I said it at the beginning of this whole process. In like the first trimester, if men had to give birth, our population, our species would have died off, I mean, thousands of years ago. Like there would be like 8 people left.
Oh, my husband said if it was up to him, we wouldn't have a kid.
No
way. If he had to do it, Nope.
There isn't one part of me like Trisha. I get nervous about haunted houses. You think I always get nervous about giving birth? Okay, like severely anxiety when I showed up to Halloween Horror Nights 2 years ago. I mean, like sweating in my car and it's 62 degrees out. I mean, it's a scene. So, but so the like the recovery of the C-section during like the Cedars class that they give you, I fell asleep during the C-section part because I was like, well, we're not going to have a C-section, no big deal. And then Amanda's doctor's like, you're probably going to have a C-section. I was like, I didn't pay attention to that part of the class. So
you never know.
You never know. Yeah.
You never know.
It's a wild thing. This was not where I thought the conversation was going to go, but
I know. I'm like, how do we get into like birthing stories?
I don't know, but it's very fun. I will say, you were talking about your husband and you. Is that I think one of the first times we met was on the show that I used to do on Between the Sheets, I think, and you got engaged. I legitimately think like a week after we filmed.
Oh, which is probably funny because right before I got engaged, my husband was trying to do that thing where he leads you off the scent by going hard in the other direction.
I did the same thing. It's so stupid.
It's so stupid. I was so angry with him like the 2 weeks before we got engaged. And I remember like he had already told my mom and some of my cousins like that he was planning the engagement. This was the day it was going to be on. So they all knew. But I'm like calling my mom and I'm like, I think it's over. like I was so angry. Because I was like, he stopped saying, when we get married and do this, and now he's saying if. Oh. Like he was like, I was like, he's intentionally, I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever, he's over it. It's fine. I'm just going to cut my losses and move on and see if there's someone else out there for me because this isn't my fish.
Yes.
Like that's where I was before he proposed.
Yeah.
So I'm between the sheets. I can't even imagine. I hope I didn't say anything awful.
No. It was like, I have this, because I remember it was before cameras rolled and I was like, if you don't want to talk about your personal life or anything like that, you're like, no, I mean, I do have a boyfriend, but yada, yada, yada. And then when the cameras wrapped, you're like, I think you said, yeah, we're getting pretty serious. And then legitimately a week later, you were engaged. You were 100% engaged. And so I had to bring you back on to talk about the engagement and all that kind of fun stuff. I will say, though, in a similar story, I was trying to throw Amanda off the scent. Penn State played in like the Big Ten championship game. I got hammered, made her pick me up in like the middle of West Hollywood, like in the neighborhood, walking with the drink in my hand from the bar, right? And as soon as I saw the car, like threw the drink, like I was Paul Rudd in Knocked Up or in 40-Year-Old Virgin, right?
Oh no!
I get in the car and I'm like, "You think I'm gonna propose soon? I bet you think you do." And she was like, "You're not gonna do it. Just shut up." I was like, "Oh, I got her." And then a week later, I proposed, Trisha. So yeah, she was like, "You're just mean. You're just mean about it. Like if you're not gonna do it, just shut up." Like, I don't deserve this. You think it's funny? It's not funny. And I was like, and then as she's saying this in the car,
Good
I'm like,
for her.
I know. I was in the car and being like, yeah, this is a really terrible joke. If I was on the other end of this, I would not like it. So I get the stupidity of man I mean, if that's not a title of a book yet, it deserves to be a book because the stupidity of man is a real thing, Trish. It really is. It is.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I get the logic of it. I
Mhm.
get the like trying to keep it a surprise,
Mhm.
but don't go so hard in the other direction
Right.
that you're fighting with your significant other
Mhm.
before the proposal
Yeah.
happens.
There's nothing more romantic than the recipient of the ring being straight up angry with you. Like there's not like I'm so excited to marry you. This is going to be awesome. Like why would you do that? Men, again, we are dumb. We are dumb people. Somebody in chat said, when I said 8 people, that's very specific, Ben Levich. Yeah, I mean, that was a random number I threw out. I figure by the time, like, man figured out how bad... Because here's the thing. Men love complaining to each other about how terrible stuff is, right? When in reality, it's like a 3 out of 10, okay? If we complain to each other about how awful childbirth was, it'd be like a 1,000,000 out of 10. We would scare each other to death to the point where, like, listen... We've got it pretty good right now. If we just hang out and have beers for the next 60 years and we don't go through that, everything will be fine. And then before you know it, too many guys have got this memo and then we're all dead.
Well, the one thing that I find is that parents who've been through it love to kind of share their war stories because it's this outrageous thing that we've all been through. And like this thing that we share, it's like, it's like we've all, like I said, like a war story, like we've been through Nam together or something. But for people who don't have kids, because I remember from when I didn't have kids, I was like, oh, I don't want to hear this. This is awful.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Stop it.
Yeah, once you've been through it, you're like, that's right. I did that. I did that and I lived and it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And it changes. It's completely changed. And I'm not sure if it's the same way for your wife. And if it is, I don't know if she wants you talking about it. But for me, it's changed how I see my body. So like before I was a lot more like on Instagram and stuff like, ooh, I don't want to be too provocative, if you will. And now it's like because I'm a curvy lady. Now if I have like a post where you can see the curves, now my feeling is damn right that body made a baby. Boom. Like it's like this whole like sense of like pride and strength now that I didn't have before. It's a very different, I don't know, it kind of shifts everything.
I will say she has been like most anybody, I think everybody's tough on themselves body wise. I mean, if you look at yourself in the mirror sometimes and you just don't see what other people see. That's all. You know what I mean? And I will say real quick, Bernard Santos said in chat, don't bunch me into that generalization. Ha ha ha. Bernard Santos saying like he would give birth. All right, Bernard, let's rewind it back. You're just saying that in the chat. Anyway, I think that she has, like, I think it's such a magical, powerful thing. And she can disagree, but I think she is very much like woman, hear me roar, as she should be, because I was there for 9 months and by the end there was this point where she was looking at me on front and then she turned, profile and the light from the kitchen hit her. And I was like, whoa, because she's such a little girl and it was all stomach. I mean, the whole thing was stomach. And I was like, you are so, and she was like, shut up. And I was like, all right, yeah. I'm an idiot. As we've talked about, I am dumb human. So, but I mean, I think when you go through that, when you've done that, there is a sense of, like woman, hear me roar, look at yourself different. You did it. You're a superhuman.
Yeah. And it's completely changed how I see Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Especially like the first Mother's Day after I had him, because he was only a few months old at that point. Then I went to the diner, like our local diner gives little corsage flowers to all the moms.
Nice.
So we went to the diner and every mom I saw with a corsage, I wanted to walk up and shake her hand and be like, thank you for your service. Because it's like before I was like, oh, moms, they're the best.
Yes.
And now I'm like, you almost died to bring forth life. Thank you, ma'am.
I mean,
it's a whole different respect.
When they do the birthing scenes in sitcoms and you're like, it can't be like this. No, the pain that woman was screaming in the hospital and the pain that I heard from other rooms I was like, yep, this is for real. This is real. Daniel Medina said in the chat, he said, I told my wife that I wish I could take the birth pain from her, but it's real easy to say something impossible. Yep. Yep. You know what I said? I didn't say a word. I was like, I'm not going to try and take any pain away from you. I was like, you're really going through this journey, and I'm here to support you in any way I can. And I think there was a point where, like 2 weeks left, she hadn't been sleeping. She's looking at me, and she's like, can you just shut up? And I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah. I think that's, Yep.
Oh yeah. And then the recovery and all of it, it's just rough, but you're still in that new freshy phase.
Oh,
so
yeah.
are you guys kind of like settling in?
Well,
now?
yeah, we're currently in the process of moving, Trisha. So nothing quite like moving with an infant.
No.
Because Amanda's like trying to do some stuff, but she doesn't, and she's an amazing baby, so she sleeps. But I think it's like she's used to her little environment. We don't have anything like set up for her at the new place. So when Amanda takes her there, she's like, I'm not going to sleep here. I'm not ready for sleeping here. You guys haven't given me my bed or my DockATot or my little, just any of the 3,000 items we bought for her to sleep in. You know what I mean? Like your whole living room just becomes sleep items.
In hopes that one of them may work.
One of them, Trish, like, ooh, let's try the Mamaroo. Ooh, let's try this rocker thing. Ooh, let's try. I mean, we've got swings. We've got it all.
And you'll meet people that swear like, no, this is the one. All the others are awful. But every kid is so different that you have no idea. So like, that's the weird thing. Like I'm about to throw one of my friends a baby shower, a virtual one, because the times that we're in.
Cool.
But my husband was like, oh, you got to get her this thing that worked great for us. And I'm like, but it might not work great for her.
Totally.
Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
So like at the baby shower, do you just like collect as many sleep items as possible and keep your fingers crossed that one of them will give you the break you so desperately need?
Totally. Yeah. The DockATot has been working for us. And then our friend gave us, it was her, like the snoo. Have you heard of the snoo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we got this snoo, and she didn't like it at first, and then I didn't like it because when you put her in it looks like she's in a straitjacket, and I was kind of freaking out. I was like, is she okay in there? And now she lives for the snoo. So I don't know. Yeah. It's all a thing. Jen Madeline chat says, all the parents' stories just validate why I'm glad I don't have kids. I'll stay being an aunt. Rile them up and give them back. See, that used to be me. I was fun uncle. I was the funkle. I was the drunk uncle. I was the drunkle, Trish. And now I'm like, don't do that to the kid. Like... We went over to see both sides of my family, Amanda's side and my brother's side, tons of kids, like kids everywhere, right? Very fertile people. And extremely fertile. And every kid wants to touch Rosie. So my little niece, who's 3.5, she's adorable. We were eating and she had spaghetti all over her face and like kissed Rosie's head. And I was like, Abby, oh no. So now I gotta like wipe spaghetti sauce off an infant's head. And she's like, but I just want to touch her. And I'm like, I get it. It's very sweet, but we need to wash our hands and we need to wipe our face. So I'm wiping 2 kids at this point. One that's not my own, one that is. Anyway, Trish, that's where we are.
They say that with each subsequent kid, you get less like anal about it. So like with your first kid, you're like, oh, no spaghetti sauce on the head.
Yeah.
And, I need the exact right carrying swaddle thing. And then like an aunt of mine was like, look, by the time you get to kid 3 and 4, you're laying them down in the driveway to change their diaper. Like all of that goes out the window. But I don't know, because I only have one. So I'm in the same boat as you. I tend to be very particular about everything when it comes to him.
I think I'm very relaxed, almost too relaxed to a point, like to Amanda's point where she's like, could you care more? I'm like, she's fine. She's not making any noises. We've changed her. We fed her. She's just in my arms. She's like, you need to watch your head. It becomes this like, it's not a battle. We're very like relaxed parents. We both get each other's thing. But I think there's a point where, I'm like messing with her. I want to break the world record of earliest baby to walk, Trisha. 6 months is the world record. Okay. I walked at 8 months.
Don't put too much pressure on her. Let her do it in her own pace.
Oh, see, here's the mom thing. See, the dads want to like train the daughter or the son, whatever, to be like this superhuman thing. And the moms are like, well, if she just wants to be picking flowers, she can. I get it. I'm in the middle. I get it.
You can, but it's also like kids, it's wild to watch it, right?
Yeah.
Like nothing out, like pregnancy and like watching, like especially when they're in that real tiny squishy phase, grow up. It really made me feel like we're all aliens. Yes. Like it felt like I was watching a sci-fi movie because you're like, oh, but this is humans.
I know.
It's so weird. But like when kids grow and develop, there's a couple different areas that they, even at that tiny stage, can like choose to put their effort into.
Okay.
So it might be verbal skills that come first. It might be fine motor skills that come first. It might be major motor skills that come first, which would be your walking. But like each kid is so different. And our pediatrician was like, it all kind of evens out by kindergarten. So like, don't stress if certain things come earlier or later. They're all kind of on the same page at one point. But like my little dude, Sammy in chat says I have 4, and that's true.
Yeah,
I assume about like chilling out.
Sammy's the best. Yeah.
But like my little dude talked super early,
oh,
but
nice.
walked a little later.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was like he was right on the cusp of like, do we need to be concerned when he started walking? He was right at that cutoff of if it's not happening by this time, then we'll start to look into some issues.
Daniel Badinas.
But he got there and he runs fine and is fine. He just talked really early. He was just a blah, 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 blah kid.
He's Logan Lucky. He's Logan Lucky. Great. He's out there.
Yeah, it's great. He's killing it.
When you named your kid Logan, I just kept and everybody would go to like either Wolverine or they, something like that, like of the Logans they know. I went to Logan Fowler on Baywatch.
Oh, it's definitely Wolverine. It's most definite. His name is Logan Parker, and he is a Marvel mashup intentionally.
Yep.
And this is not my proudest parenting moment, but the only movie he has ever seen to date in movie theaters was Logan. When he was super freshy, super little.
Oh, that's
and I was
amazing.
like, I want to get out of the house and do something. So we went to a 10 a.m. on a Wednesday matinee.
You were the only people there?
Only 2 people in there. Mm-hmm. So I was like, if he cries, like, I'm not going to worry about it. We're the only ones in here. And fortunately, I was breastfeeding. So fortunately, during the trailers, he wanted to eat, and then he just passed out and slept through the whole movie.
Boom.
But I got to watch Logan, which I had been really wanting to see. So.
And that's whenever people ask him when he's later in life, like, what was the first movie you saw in the theaters? He's like, Logan. My name's Logan.
Yeah, he saw the movie he was essentially named after.
Right? What was the first movie you saw in a theater that you remember?
I don't even know if I do remember. I'm sure it was probably a very early Disney movie.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, right? Yeah.
But I don't really remember. Do you remember?
Yeah, Indiana Jones: Last Crusade. My parents took me to the theater at South Hills Village Mall. I have a crazy memory, Trisha. Like I could probably tell you 20 out of the 24 people in my 6th grade class, their names and where they sat. Like it's a weird thing, but I also can't tell you the name of the person I met yesterday who helped us at a gas station. Like I said his name 3 times and it was on his shirt, but I don't know.
I try that too. I try the 3-time repetition thing. I'm such a visual memory person though. If I don't see the name written out and how it's spelled, I won't remember it. Yeah, okay. But like I know everyone makes fun of those hello, my name is name tags at parties, but I'm like, dude, if I could just get everybody to rock one of those, I'd be awesome at networking.
Yes. And that was the old Seinfeld joke was he wanted the mayor of New York to make people in New York wear name tags so that when you're walking down the street, you're like, hey, Trish, hey, Josh.
Except for New York doesn't work like that.
No, it
doesn't. New York is like, get out of my way, Josh.
I don't want to talk to you, Josh. Okay.
And I can say that I grew up outside the Philly area, and Philly and New York are both very similar in kind of that pacing and attitude. Mm-hmm. A lot of East Coast cities are.
Yeah.
But yeah, LA was the first time I like came to a city where people wanted to like go out of their way to kind of talk to strangers. I was like, oh, this doesn't happen on the East Coast. You just keep your head down and go about your business.
Correct. Like you're talking to somebody like, do you know me? No. Oh, okay. We don't do that where I'm from. Pittsburgh is one of those cities where everybody says something to somebody. It's one of those cities where like you're getting in your car, like, did you just get groceries? I'm like, yeah, I'm putting them in my trunk. All right, cool. Have a good day. I got to tell you real quick. So my buddy, Steve Simone, who's a comedian, tweeted something yesterday and he's like, he was back in Delco. He's from Delaware County. And he was like, went to Wawa, went straight in, got my foot long, yada, yada, yada. So I said, oh, you didn't get the shorty or the 6-inch? And guess who liked my tweet? Guess who liked my tweet, Trish? Wawa. Wawa liked my tweet. The official Wawa account loved my tweet. I'm going to say loved my tweet.
I love that. Now I feel like I need to interact with Wawa on Twitter.
I know. Can we get officially sponsored by Wawa on the...
Oh my God. If you get officially sponsored by Wawa for this show, you need to have me on again and like send Wawa to my house and your house. We can eat Wawa on the show. I get the 6-inch chicken salad with American cheese, add mayo. Their chicken salad's delicious.
Trish, my favorite deli item is chicken salad. I get the See, what I'll do is I'll get the foot-long 6-inch, wrap it in foil, save it for dinner. Get it for lunch, then save it for like a pre-dinner snack, right? Because you can the Wawa subs are too thick. I add provolone spicy mustard.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. For those people in chat, like, what the hell is Wawa? Wawa is an East Coast convenience store. And you're like, oh, it's a convenience store? It's like 7-Eleven? No. They have a lady behind they have sweet ladies. I've never seen a guy work behind the deli counter. It's always just a sweet lady. And she's like, oh, what do you want? And then you tell her what you want, and she's singing. She's happy to be working at Wawa. There's those super Wawas. Wawa has the great, I don't even drink coffee. I get coffee at Wawa. Wawa coffee. And it's just pronounced, it's spelled just how you pronounce it. W-A-W-A. It's Wawa.
Yep. Wawa. It's, isn't it? I feel like that I learned somewhere that the name of Wawa, isn't it Native American?
I think it's a Native American
like
thing.
that.
I think it was like a tribe in that part of the state.
But yeah, Wawa is like if a Quiznos and a gas station got together, with like a 7-Eleven or some kind of convenience store.
It's all like the person that developed it. Correct. It's like the Target. It's like the Target of convenience store, right? Like you go in there, they have everything you need. They have them down at the Jersey Shore. They have them pretty much all over Eastern PA and New Jersey. I've never seen one in New York, but like New Jersey and Eastern PA. And the Wawas at the beach are the busiest places on the planet. Everybody's getting lunch.
That I've been to a Wawa at the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
My parents live in a suburb of Philly.
Yeah.
So I'll normally like go to flying into the Philadelphia airport.
Yeah.
Go to my parents' house, hit up a Wawa, grab a cheesesteak, like get my fixings around there,
Right away.
and then in the summer we do sometimes go to the shore. But yeah, I've never hit up a Wawa by the shore.
Man, there's nothing quite like getting that little bit of sand in your Wawa stuff. Okay, that's 100% false. I feel like I haven't even asked you what have you been up to? I know you're doing streams on Twitch. We've been watching them. We co-streamed one of your streams on Wednesday. On Wednesday Trisha, we stream a crock pot cooking. That's all it's just camera on a crock pot. And then
I love it.
And we have our friend Christy McGee. If you heard that, she made outfits for the crock pot because we're going to shoot a music video for the crock pot.
Oh my god,
yeah.
I'm into it. I heard you talking about crock pot outfits, and I'm intrigued. So I will be sure to check that out.
Please do.
Yours just twitch.tv/Josh Macuga, right?
Well, that's me, but our channel is Good People GPA. Is the
cool.
Is our Twitch? Yeah, twitch.tv.
I'm gonna follow it right now.
You're the best. You're the best. We should get you on here and do some fun when we can all like meet together in person again. Please come by the studio, hang out for a day. You can hang out all day. We don't care.
Okay.
And we'll do some stuff. So what's going on your Twitch channel? Because you're kind of like a tech genius. When I think about when I think about people that I would trust with, like if I needed something tech, my first stop would be Trisha Hershberger. Then maybe Greg Miller.
I'm here for you. Then Greg Miller like openly hates PC gaming and rags on PCs all the time.
See, that's something sometimes I don't pay attention to his ranting when it comes to that kind of stuff. Maybe somebody else, but Trisha Hershberger would be my first stop.
I would be honored. I would help you out.
See, thank you.
For sure. We actually, in my Discord, we have a tech help channel, and people are in there all the time like, cool, I'm, maybe wanting to buy this, what kind, or I recently got this error, what do we think it is? And kind of like the hive mind of people get together and help out, which has been really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's see, what have I been up to lately? So I feel like I'm such a weird kind of content creator amalgamation, because I started like you too. I started like back in the earlier days where YouTube was a completely different landscape than it is now, and tried to, morph across Facebook and Twitter and then Instagram and, a little bit of everything. So for me, the way that my kind of day-to-day works is I prioritize hosting gigs first, like on-camera hosting gigs first, because that's what pays the bills.
Of course.
And then from there, it's my content that I like to create, which lately is way more on Twitch than anything else, just because I enjoy it. I find that I have the most fun when I'm streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then, from there, kind of trying to keep up with the juggling of all the other social medias.
100%. Yeah.
Which there are some phases I go through where I'm very poor at that part of it. Just because I'm like, I haven't tweeted in 4 days. Can't be bothered. It's fine.
But I think that we have like a brain space, Trish, that's like, okay, we only have so much room for, like the important stuff, family, friends doing the thing, and then our creative side of like, okay, I've got to create this content, I've got to do this stuff, and things fall by the wayside. Like, would I like to make silly TikToks all day long? No. Sure.
Oh, you would?
Sure, I guess. I don't have that bandwidth.
Like, please don't make me.
No. Okay. When I say silly TikToks, I mean just scare me coming out of the bathroom or something. I mean, I'm talking like our technical engineer, the legend GPACharity, just keeps scaring me. And as you know, I'm very scared of a lot of things. And so like that would be the silly TikToks I would make. I'm not going to do the dance TikToks, Trish.
They're all dance TikToks.
They're all dance. Okay. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do, the trends, the jokes, all this kind of stuff, like dad jokes kind of stuff. I feel like that's all been taken. Just do like the scary stuff. But here's the thing. If I was getting paid for TikTok, I would probably do it, Trish.
Yeah, I TikTok is one that I tried for a little. I'm very hot and cold with TikTok.
Okay.
Like anytime I go on my feed, because I don't think I've gotten into I don't think I've liked enough TikToks to get into the algorithm.
Yeah.
So my feed is like weird infidelity and like tricking your spouse stuff. And I don't want to see that. That doesn't make me happy. That just makes me think people are even more awful than I already think they are in this pandemic. So I'm like, but I know that supposedly once you like enough videos and it gets into what your interests are, you'll get stuff that's made for you. I guess I haven't spent enough time in there, and I kind of messed around with like, do I put like gaming clips to music on there? I did one where I was like installing a new GPU in my PC and put that to music and that in there.
That sounded sexy, I'll be honest. Putting my new GPU into my PC.
But ultimately, it's like, if I'm going to put a new GPU in my PC, do I stream it on Twitch? Sure. Do I make a video of it for YouTube? Do I instead film it vertically and try to put it somewhere on Instagram Live maybe, or chop it up for TikTok? Because you can't do all of them, right?
Sure.
Without having like multiple cameras and an editing team.
Right.
So that's kind of always my like, so my default is Twitch because I enjoy it the most.
Sure.
So if I'm going to do anything and I'm like, I just might as well put it on Twitch, because all I have to do, like, this is my setup. All I have to do is hit all my stuff on, and then I'm live and I'm having a good time and I'm talking to chat. And then when I'm done, I'm done. I don't have to worry about SEO. I don't have to Photoshop a thumbnail. I don't have to then play the algorithm game of, is my text in my thumbnail yellow and punchy enough to catch attention and increase my click-through rate? Like, all of it is such a headache now. That I'm like, I just kind of want to hang out with people, and especially in this time of like, we're also disconnected from each other because of everything going on. And thank you everybody for staying so safe. But like, I miss other people.
Yeah. And
like, even talking to you, Josh, right now on the show, thank you again for having me.
Anytime.
I'm like, I'm connecting with Josh, who I haven't talked to in ages, and I see chat, and I feel like I can talk to all those people in chat, and that it's just so much more fulfilling for me than spending 6 to 8 hours creating a pre-made video, uploading it, and hoping somebody somewhere sees that I uploaded a video.
You're not wrong, Trisha. You're not wrong. It's the struggle. It's the struggle, but I get it. And listen, if it makes you happy, do it. I mean, that's the point of this show, right? Is if it makes you happy, do it. I mean, to a certain extent, like, we're not talking about hurting people, obviously, but like, if it puts a smile on your face, and that's what we're trying to do, and that's what the Good People Association is about, is, we are not harvesting. We are getting people together that are good people that want to have good, like, our chat is usually very, very healthy. And if somebody comes in there and isn't, you're gone. Like, goodbye. Yeah. It's that. It's not the Bad People Association. And so, although You Give Love a Bad Name is a hell of a song by Bon Jovi. You're East Coast. You get it, Trish.
I get it. I'm also just imagining what the Bad People Association show and channel would look like.
It's like, this is like a fiery hell back here.
Throwing stuff.
I'm just screaming. Yeah. It's a hell of a channel. That was going to be our April Fool's Day idea. It was like, welcome to the Bad People Association. We didn't put enough thought into it, so I just tricked my parents into thinking they had a quarantine. I'm a hell of a son, Trisha. I'm a hell of a son. Well, listen, I thank you so much for being here. I love talking to you. Again, when we reopen or anytime you want to come back on, we can do some stuff on Twitch. Connecting with people, like you said, is the most important part of life, sharing memories together. So, I brought you on here just so I could catch up and talk to you. It wasn't. So thank you. Thank you for being here. It was great.
I was so excited when I got your invite, because I was like, like, oh my God, I haven't talked to Josh in forever. I want to catch up with Josh and hear about the new baby and how you guys are doing. And I didn't even know you were moving.
Yeah. So I'm still in LA. I'm still in. It's not like I'm going anywhere. Just we finally got a little backyard so she can run around and that kind of stuff.
I get it.
You get it?
Yeah. My husband and I did that actually while I was pregnant.
See? Yeah.
Yep. To move to a place where we could have a little bit of a yard and
I think we said while she was pregnant, we didn't want to move, and we think maybe going back on it, we should have moved while she was pregnant.
You know what? Honestly, I don't know that moving is ever an ideal situation, pregnant or baby or pandemic or otherwise.
Yep. And
it's just moving's not fun.
It's not. It really isn't. Trish, you're the best. Keep crushing it. We'll figure out some stuff soon. We'll maybe do some Twitch streams, whatever and we follow you, and you do amazing things. You're an amazing human being. Mom, everything in between, you're the best.
I feel the exact same way about you, my friend. And
Thanks.
I love that you're doing a show where you just bring on good people and spread positivity because the world needs more of that. So thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Trish. Be safe out there. We'll talk soon. Bye. Trisha Hershberger, just the best. Thank you all for being here in chat. Thanks for being great people. Thanks for spending your Monday with us. We got a busy week here at the Good People Association. Mark Riley has entered the chat. He has entered the building. Yeah, that's a little tight. I can push that out. It's tight. It's tight.
It's a tight squeeze there. How you doing,
Good
Mr. Macuga?
Good to see you, pal.
Good to be here, everyone.
I wish text me because I never know what time you're going to show up in the morning. Not that it's a bad thing, because whatever.
Yeah.
But so I can have that camera set up so we don't have to.
Yeah. I'll make sure. I was getting a printer this morning.
Oh.
We finally have a printer.
We got
here.
a printer?
Yeah. We got a printer.
I can hit the music.
We need a printer.
Printer. Yeah.
Making sure this place has an ability to print, because that's a thing nowadays.
Who just pointed? Steven Summers says, "Could you bring on Maud sometimes?" Maud Garrett, absolutely. Would love to bring Maud on.
Maud.
Maybe we'll bring her on for a main show or something like that on a Wednesday, or maybe whatever. I would. Yes, I was thinking about Maud today, and I would love to bring on Maud. I'm definitely going to bring on Bree Essrig as well, and Steve Zaragoza. Those kind of good people. All of the old SourceFed crew that Trisha was a part of in those early days of YouTube when we were all in some kind of crazy landscape. Also, too, which is Trisha Hershberger and I both had shows at the same time on Comic-Con HQ, and we were both canceled around the exact same time, too.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was
She texted me, like, "Do you guys get canceled, too?" I was like, we do. Well, we also got canceled. Yeah.
rough day at Collider sharing an office.
Yikes. That was not good. Came in, had a job, left with no job. Nothing quite like it, Ikaika. Nothing quite like it.
That was going around at Collider.
Christy McGee just chimed in the chat. Christy, your outfits are here. The crockpots are awesome. They're here. Okay, so we're gonna open them tomorrow on the Positivity Report because we need to see it. And then Wednesday, we're gonna put the outfits on and off. And then Ikaika, Ikaika's got his serious face over there because he is psyched for. Yeah, give me your serious face, Ikaika. Go ahead. Uh-huh.
Like I said, I've been writing it out. I'm making a storyboard for this music video.
Yes, yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Guys, we're turning him into a director. He started as just a guy that wanted to hang out with us and click buttons, and now look at him. He's a director. He's a producer. He's a technical engineer. I'm gonna keep giving you titles, but that's so for your, because eventually you're gonna be too big for us. You're gonna leave, and then you're gonna be directing the Snyder Cut 8, and
no, I'll be directing Marvel, not DC.
Oh, right.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah,
Yikes.
we had an argument before cameras rolled about how I think that Natasha Romanoff is not a superhero. She just has a gun. Listen, I love Scarlett Johansson. I love the character. Give me like that heady Marvel film where she's like breaking into people's brains, but don't give me the Marvel movie where she's shooting robots that are flying from the sky and Iron Man and Thor or have the same ability. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
What's more heroic than going and fighting against evil and you have no real powers?
I get that she's heroic. I get all of that. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. But when I think of
Batman. Do you think Batman's a superhero?
To a certain extent. I think he's a crazy person with a death wish. But
that is true.
I think here's your superheroes. Obviously, Superman. You
Superman.
Okay, you got
Donald Superman.
You got Donald Superman and Phil Spiderman.
Phil Spiderman.
Okay, So that's the Friends joke.
Got Randy Ironman.
Ironman. Because so Iron Man doesn't have per se a superpower, but he does have like his mind. But he's also
and Bruce Wayne, his mind.
Yeah, but he's also
say
got
Natasha,
that thing. But he's got like this thing, and he shoots his powers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then you have like the superheroes. You got Thor, right? You got Hulk.
Yeah.
You got friggin' Captain America.
Cap.
Okay. Those guys are superheroes. Now, if I want a Natasha Romanoff movie, give me her in that movie that was the Charlize Theron movie. That's what Natasha Romanoff should have been. And you know what I'm talking about?
Which one? Charlize Theron movie.
You know where she was like John Wick.
Yeah. A Concrete Blonde.
Right?
No, that's the
Atomic
band.
Blonde.
Atomic Blonde.
Atomic Blonde. Thank you. So one of those
when
movies.
I hear Concrete Blonde though, that's a good song. That Joey song.
Because
Anyways,
here's the thing. It's not our fault. It's the fault of you created this supervillain where like a dragon is flying through New York that looks like a transformer, and then there's robots that are on robot motorcycles flying through the sky, and she's shooting them with a pistol. And yeah, she does get a couple good kicks in there, and she's a badass. In that opening scene in Civil
Avengers?
War, when they're going through like and she like takes out that is it Avengers?
Civil War.
Is it Civil War? I don't know. One of the ones when she does that first like climb on the guy and like rip his neck off thing.
That's the Avengers. She
that
does
the
that a
Avengers?
lot.
She does
but
that a lot.
The Avengers probably when she's getting interrogated and then she takes over.
Yeah.
So by your logic, Star-Lord is not a hero either.
He's not a superhero. He doesn't have any powers.
Yeah, he's not. He keeps getting everybody in trouble.
That's true. That is true.
I love Chris Pratt, but if he didn't mess it all up, Thanos would have never snapped in the first one.
Thank you.
Okay?
This could actually go back to that very moment. And Star-Lord.
Let me tell you what, okay?
Yeah.
You know who's more like Star-Lord than any person in this room? This freaking
You.
guy, okay? I'd have gone in there and be like, oh, you guys want to see my sick gun? Shit, he snapped, okay?
Not taking it seriously.
No, okay? So, yeah, like, okay, by this logic, Nick Fury doesn't belong either. Correct! He's just a guy that got superheroes together.
So superheroes need to be defined by their superpowers.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Now,
It is a valid argument.
They-
I bet you can debate this.
Mark, they are heroes. They are 100% heroes. Nick Fury, hero.
Hero.
Tasha Romanoff, hero.
Yeah.
Hawkeye, really good with a bow and arrow, hero.
Hero.
Okay? Iron Man,
Hero.
semi-superhero, but hero.
Yeah.
Batman, hero. Superman, superhero.
Thank you.
Okay?
I see what you're doing.
Okay? These people have they don't have powers. Like, here's the thing. If I had Bruce Wayne's money, his death wish, okay, and his ability to create cool stuff on a belt, I could be Batman. Okay? I can't be Superman.
Right.
Okay?
Right. That is a good,
If I trained in the arts of Liam Neeson's karate class, okay?
a la Batman Begins.
Batman Begins,
Yep.
okay? If I had the super suit like in Batman v Superman,
Right.
okay? If I had the ability to drive a car that Morgan Freeman built, and I could run it through,
Just like if you were 6'4", you would be an Olympian.
correct. Kaika, you have no idea how fast I was in a pool for a 5'9" little hairy kid.
The math checks out, man. I will say, and I'm a
See?
superhero guy.
Okay? And I'm not trying to ruffle feathers. I'm trying to legitimately tell you.
No, this would legitimately not ruffle feathers
Well,
on
of
the
course,
internet.
yeah.
No, everybody would talk
Because
about this. With,
the Hawaiian Hunk and I, before you got here, Mark Riley, he was like, oh, the trailer for the new Scarlet Witch came, or Red Scarlet. What's her?
Black Widow.
Black Widow. I was so close.
Samsonite.
There's too many. She's Scarlett Johansson. You got Scarlet Witch. So you've got Black Widow, right? Which, again, if you've never seen the actual Black Widow, she's incredible at billiards. She's like an 80s, 90s, early 2000s professional billiards player that was unbeatable.
God, for a minute there, I pictured a
Nick
spider playing pool. I went, what?
You guys like 8-Ball? And so he was like, the new trailer's out. And I said to him, I was like, okay, I will watch it, obviously, because I consume all the Marvel properties. Okay.
Yeah.
And but I said she's not a superhero because all she has is a gun. I've been saying this since the beginning. Hawkeye, not a superhero because all he has is a bow and arrow. Is he really good with it?
Yes.
Yeah, he's awesome at it. Okay. Sick. He's sick with the bow and arrow. He's like, I'm jealous of it. But
I am too.
But he's just a human man hanging out on his farm with the girl from Freaks and Geeks. Okay? And he's going to train another person how to be awesome with a bow and arrow. Now, maybe, but they haven't said this, Ikaika, ever in a movie. And I don't know if they said it in the comic books. I'm sorry, I haven't read all of the comic books.
How dare you?
But
Maybe there are scrolls. We don't know.
there might be scrolls. Okay,
Could be scrolls.
That's a power.
that is a power. I'll give you space superpower. You know who's got all the power? Captain friggin' Marvel. That's a superhero.
Yeah.
She flew through the ship. She turned herself into a human nuclear weapon and destroyed the whole friggin' thing, man.
Yeah.
Okay? That's a superpower.
Hey,
Guess
Carol.
who can't do that? Me.
Right.
Guess who could learn? Like, if I went to a archery intensive training session, like in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey at the end, okay? And I came back and I could play the guitar like friggin' John Satriani or Phil Satriani or friggin' Eddie Van Halen for that matter. If I go to an archery intensive class where I'm shooting thousands of arrows every day, Mark Riley, I can maybe be like 60% of Hawkeye.
I don't even think 60.
Okay?
Hawkeye's next level, man.
Okay, I'll give you next level. But they've never said in any of the movies like he's got this. He is a superhero because he can shoot the bow better than anybody. They never said it. He's just really good at it.
Well, he was bit by a radioactive bow and arrow.
Well, I knew that.
thought.
Like here, that's the thing. Guess who's got a superpower? Spider-Man. You know
Spider-Man.
what that superpower is?
Spiders.
Kissing upside down. But also
Yes.
shooting webs, being a smart kid, flying all around, being a friendly guy in
Well,
the neighborhood.
Parker already had that. He had the mind.
Webs isn't a power.
Webs,
He makes it. He makes his web
Does
shooters.
he make his web shooters?
Yeah.
But he's got those little hands. And
Yeah, he's sticky.
What?
of the thing. Star Drew says, would Doctor Strange be a superhero or a normal guy? Superhero.
Superhero.
The guy can make holes in the world. Anyway, it was great talking to y'all.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
do let's do some
amazing.
videos that make me smile, and then
That's
let's
amazing.
get out of here. I've got to help my wife do stuff. Love all of you.
Huh? Look,
Have you seen this?
our
No.
video going viral because of you. You know that, right?
So watch the cut to
You
the
was
videos.
man. Everybody's talking about how you was the man. You the best hype man ever, right? You the reason why my video went viral. So I wanted to gift you with something, all right? Do you remember when I hit the jump shot and turned around? You know what you were saying?
Oh, that's Curry. That's Curry. That's Curry. That's Curry.
Curry, right?
It's Curry.
Oh my God!
So we got him a pair of Curry shoes.
So since you was my hype man, I'm gonna be your hype man right now.
Look how psyched this kid is, right?
Look at you. Fresh pair of Currys. Yeah.
Oh.
Fresh pair of Currys. Yeah. Hold on, I got something else for you though. Here, look
If
at
Steph Curry gets out of this truck.
Here, look in this shit.
Oh, look at this shit.
What's up, man? Huh? What's up?
Oh, there is a part to it? That's all right. This was, I just love that. What did he put in the shoe? Do you know?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
All right.
A new car.
If Steph Curry came out of that shoe. But isn't that,
A
see,
mini
not,
Kaika,
not
like
all
Steph
not
Curry.
all police officers are bad. I know they've gotten a really bad rap lately, and it's really tough, but there are cops out there that are really trying to do the right thing and good thing and be good people. So remember that. Remember that. There are a lot of police officers out there that are doing good things for the community. So let's try and find the good here, people. Let's try and find the good. And that police officer there deserves the credit. He's doing good work. He's molding minds. He's teaching the younger generation that not all cops are bad. Do not fear the police. Let's work with them, not against them. All right, let's go to another video.
Hold the flashlight still. I'm trying. I've been sitting here 20 minutes. My arms are shaking. You gonna fix this or not? I gotta go to bed. It's 10 o'clock at night. Why are dads always like, hold the flashlight still? I'm trying. I've been sitting here 20 minutes. My arms are shaking. You gonna fix this or not? I gotta go to bed. It's 10 o'clock at night.
This made me so happy because I can't wait to do this to Rosie. Hold the flashlight still. Just hold the flashlight. Dad. Hold the flashlight. I'm trying to fix under the sink. And that's when Amanda's like, we should hire a plumber. I'm like, I don't know anything about plumbing.
This
All right.
is amazing.
I don't know why I just made my wife sound like that. I apologize. That was rude. Yeah, that was rude. That was not good.
Wah, 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 wah.
All right, we got one more. Ikaika. Ikaika Shively. He's the Hawaiian hunk. Watch this.
Oh, no.
It's one of those snakes you attach to the backpack. Look at the dog. All right, listen. As somebody who would be very scared of this makes me laugh. But Ikaika, don't get any crazy ideas. Don't TikTok that. Guys, don't do this to me, okay? This is why I brought this up. Okay, I can't handle this kind of stuff. I probably would have hurt my back or broken my ankle or like thrown myself
Run
down
off
the
the
hill.
cliff?
Yeah. So let's not do this, okay? These are the videos that I'm bringing to your attention so as to know that I will know that you know that don't do this to me.
You're just giving me ideas.
Why would you
now.
do this? You are giving us ideas.
Yeah, you literally said,
Literally,
"You know
don't
what?
do
You
this."
need to film more videos of scaring me." And I said, "You sure?" You said, "Yeah."
All I
now
looked
you're
at
showing
with
me-
that video.
I wanted to do like 2 TikToks, and I haven't even seen the videos. Have you put them on TikTok? Oh, yeah, you
Yes,
did put them on
they're on
TikTok. All right, sorry.
They're amazing.
TikTok / Good People GPA, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Jeff Weisberg says it perfectly. Josh would have tumbled down the cliff. You're right. I would have fallen over the cliff over a snake prank. That's when you're like, oops, daisy. This prank went bad. It's sort of like that time we were playing that game, that VR game. Have you ever seen that game where you're like flying around and you like jump off like buildings and stuff? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's got a name.
Spider-Man?
No. It's got a name. It's like it's like Jeff's Wonder Palace or something. Seriously, it's like Barry's
I don't know. Not
something.
familiar. Yeah.
Or like John's Elevator. I swear to God, that's like the name of it. Look it up. But so we were playing that in the old days in Collider, and I make Roka put it on, and there's a point where you like fall off a building, and so like I hip checked him a little bit, and he fell and he hurt his elbow really bad, and it was like bleeding. I felt awful about it. Yeah, it's not that good. That was not a good moment for me.
How hard you hip check him?
I gave him just like a small, but I guess he is really bad with heights. I didn't know that. Because here's the thing. I was doing it, and somebody pushed me, and I fell over, and I thought it was hilarious. So I was like, let me pay this forward, and then talk about your all-time backfires, Mark Riley. Whoops-a-daisy.
Whoops-a-daisies.
Whoopsie-daisy. All right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for spending your Monday with us. Thank you. Special thanks to Trisha Hershberger for just being the best, one of the greatest humans out there. Thank you to GPACharity for running the 1s and 2s, for Mark Riley for chiming in here. We've got Christian Harloff's going to be on Riley's Cantina today.
Yeah, Riley's Cantina, 1 p.m. today, Pacific.
Boom.
That's our new time there for Riley's Cantina, and Christian Harloff will be on.
Boom shakalaka.
Oh, yeah.
Anything planned for good people, good movies tomorrow?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
And then I'm getting my second vaccine tomorrow, so I'm very excited about that.
Getting my first on Friday.
Attaboy!
Same.
Attaboy! Look at us getting the vaccines.
Getting the vaccine Friday. All right.
Tomorrow on the show, Natasha Martinez.
Nice.
Wednesday on the show, Tim Geddes from Kinda Funny. Thursday on the show, I believe Sinead the Freeze, and I haven't confirmed that. If not, we'll figure out something. Friday on the show, Mark Ellis will be back, and Claire Lim will be back
Nice.
with your every other Friday positivity from the UK. We're working on a title for her segment right now. We've been emailing in, so very excited about it. Thank you all. Oh, there we go. Sammy Leon Mendoza, Ricky's plank experience. No, that wasn't right. It's like it's something. It's something about a plank or something. I don't freaking know. Anyway, the GPA.fun, merch.thegpa.fun. Riley, throw me that hat right behind you.
Yeah.
Look at this. We got hats. We got shirts. All the glasses. We got buttons or pins coming in. T-shirts. We got. Oh, did you see that? Ken?
Crushing. Look at that. The beanie is the best.
The beanie, Crush Central. Ikaika, I'm going to talk to Luke. He's got to pull that out. I think that might have been one of my favorite moments. I caught that perfectly out of the air. That needs to be a GIF. All right. Thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow. If you're stick around for Riley's Cantina today at 1 p.m., remember, choose positivity every single day. It's an active choice. Be positive people. Spread the word. Find the good. It's way easier to love than hate. We'll see you tomorrow.